You are now listening to Obtain, Achieve, Thrive, Hustle with Metro. Come take the oath.
What's shaking? It's your boy METRONORTH, a.k.a. Robert Downey Jr., a.k.a. Mr. Megalodon, L Megalodon, you heard? Back with another episode of Obtain, Achieve, Thrive, and Hustle. O.A.T.H for short. Now, episode 1 and 2 of the podcast is out now on YouTube. You can find that on my YouTube page at NH_CEO, along with music that I've put out, my albums, everything. All my content is on one YouTube page. You can also find me at the same handle, NH_CEO, on Instagram, X, formerly known as Twitter, I believe Facebook, Snapchat, everything. But we trying to stand on business when it comes to this shit. We trying to be consistent. The thing with me is I've took so much time away from my own stuff and put energy into somebody else's stuff that I wasn't able to really focus on me. But now it's time to focus on me and have this consistency that I've been really needing. Because I'm consistent with the music. I'm consistent with, working with other people. I just haven't been consistent with putting out my own podcast and my own visuals and stuff like that. But now we here. So like I said, episode 1 and 2 are out right now. Appreciate all the support, all the subscribers, everybody that comes through, pulls up, supports me. It doesn't go unnoticed, and every ounce of it is appreciated. But we standing on business these days. You feel me? I want to talk about standing on business. A lot of people always say standing on business. Everyone says it. Fucking Drewski has a song called Standing on Business. And I've been hearing it a lot for the past 2 or 3 years. So standing on business for me, I'm going to try to explain what it means to me. Standing on business to me is basically you're saying I'm a man. I'm a man. I stand on my business. I'm a man. Which means I take care of my business, take care of my family. I always keep my word. I execute my goals the way I'm supposed to. I have moral and ethics and logic, and I use my brain. That's what standing on business really means to me. Just being a well-rounded person that actually knows what the hell they're talking about, what the hell they're doing, and they do it well. You feel me? Executing your goals despite the circumstances and pressure you under is definitely standing on business. I'm under a lot of pressure 95% of the time. That other 5%, I'm either asleep. And even when I'm asleep, I'm probably still under pressure because I'm having a fucked up dream or something. But the circumstances, my circumstances is whatever. My circumstances are me having this preconceived judgment being mislabeled in society. People looking at me crazy who don't know me. And this happened recently. I'm not going to really get into it, but those are one of the circumstances that I don't allow to dictate my actions and how I move forward with my business and how I want to conduct myself. I always try to show people who I really am through the introduction. And because a lot of people, when you first meet anybody, and this goes for business, relationships, anything, they try to give you at first this facade of they got their shit together, they cool, they clean, they cut, nice, sharp. But everybody got their shit with them, you know what I'm saying? So what I do is I let you know, this is what I do, this is how I do it, this is my past. That's not who I am anymore. Bam, obviously I'm here today. You don't get to where you are today without changing and evolving from who you were in the past. Another thing with standing on business, what I consider standing on business, is keeping your word and following through. When you keep your word and you follow through with things that you say you were going to do, because a lot of people have given me their word, didn't mean shit. A lot of people made these plans for us to do business in the future, never came to reality. But with me, if I ever told you, yo, we going to do some music, we going to do a podcast, we going to do that, within the next couple of hours, you see me trying to make something happen. And this is no lie. People will tell you, oh, you want to do a podcast? All right, I'm gonna start working on some outlines. I'm gonna do some logos, and I'm gonna do this, that, and the third, all myself, cause I stand on business. Keeping your word and following through with what you say you were gonna do is definitely standing on business. What I realized about standing on business, though, and with people like being involved in this business, and whether it's music, podcasts, regular 9 to 5 work, loyalty and respect isn't always given, even if you feel like it should be in a situation. Now, I feel like I've been on this earth 31 years. I feel like there's probably been 7 people that have been loyal to me and genuinely respected me. Now, it might be a little bit more because I didn't consider the people who I recently met that I actually do work with and am going to work with in the future. But it's been not that many people who actually genuinely respected me and gave me loyalty like I gave them. There's been people who, and this is when I was like knee deep in the streets, there was people who I gave my loyalty to, who I was willing to crash out for at one point, that they didn't even look at me as an equal. They looked at me like I was beneath them. And they seen that I was willing to crash out and rock out for them, represent for them. And they didn't give me the respect and the loyalty that I was giving them. And because of that, once I realize it, I fall back. Motherfuckers wonder why they don't see me as much. They wonder why I don't really speak that much. You know what I'm saying? It's not always going to be a two-way street, especially for people who don't stand on business, who just say it, who just use it as a fucking cool saying. Yeah, I'm standing on business. 9 times out of 10, to me, if you saying that, you just saying it to say it. You gotta show me. Actions speak louder than words, and I've heard that a lot. Another thing when it comes to standing on business is that they say not to, and this goes back to me being mislabeled. They say not to be judgmental, but you have to be with people. I wish I was a little bit more judgmental with certain people in my life. I feel like certain people in my life have come in and immediately, like, we got good chemistry, we rocking out, we laughing, we got some of the same ideas, or we have similar plans. So with that, the thought of them being a piece of shit or just not a good person kind of goes out the window. That's a flaw that I have, because I'm so quick to be like, oh, you do this too? I bet let's get this shit cracking. Let's get together. Let's make some shit. Because I always want to see my people evolve and get, lifted to the point where we all making multi-millions of dollars. That's me. And that's a flaw because I don't see the bad in people, or I just don't have that. Hold up, let me just keep him at bay real quick. Let me fill him out. Pause. Like, people judge me a lot, and I understand it's the way society works, even though, people tell you you're not supposed to judge people. But I feel like that's like more of a OG thing. Like, older people say that. Now it's like, you gotta judge this motherfucker because you get close to them or you let them get close to you, and then next thing you know, you dealing with some shit that you could have totally avoided if you would have just listened to your gut. Because when you first meet somebody, you automatically have that judgment. You look at them, you look at their feet. Most of the time, you look at their feet, and you look at their mouth, or you just look at what they wearing in general. That's how I do sometimes. I look at a motherfucker's feet, and then like you have that quick moment in your brain, like, oh, this motherfucker, or like, oh yeah, oh shit, yeah. Like I try not to do that most of the time, and if it does happen, I kind of just put it to the side, which I can't keep doing because the whole reason why a lot of the past businesses that I've had and shows that I've had and content that I was involved with creating haven't been consistent is because I didn't have this judgment. Now I kind of listen to my intuition and my gut feeling about certain things because I don't have the time to be fucking beefing with people or having disagreements when life is too short for that. I'm trying to make this shit pop right now. And I can't do that if I gotta keep doing the stop and go, hurry up and wait shit. Hence the reason why I'm up here by myself and I don't have a co-host. I will have guests, but I don't think I'm gonna do a co-host because waiting on somebody else now I gotta do all this other shit. It's over. Stand on business, man, and judge people for real. Don't judge them for the worst. Just fill them out. And if they show you something that you don't like, hey, you gotta judge them. Hey, listen, I really can't fuck with this dude, man. He might fuck up me, a liability. He might fuck up my business. He might do something. You can't just keep going through life accepting everybody and letting everybody close to you. Because believe me, I've had a lot of downfalls doing that. You know what I'm saying? For real. Standing on business is something that I take very serious. I kind of don't use that term when it comes to me speaking about what I do. I just say, I handle my business. You know what I mean? But to me, everything that I just said, that's what standing on business means to me. You feel what I'm saying? It's not something that should be taken lightly or just be saying it to sound cool on a song. Because there's a lot of men out here that don't stand on business. Motherfuckers don't raise their kids. Motherfuckers is doing a bunch of fuck nigga shit. Doing a bunch of crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? Which brings me to the shit that's going on today in like today's world. I'm watching fucking news this past weekend and I'm seeing like these kids are like 19, 20, getting indicted on these crazy charges, these gang sweeps in the Bronx and in New York in general is just crazy because I'm looking at these kids and I'm like, bro, I was 20 going to prison for 5 years, right? I was 19 going on 20, going to prison for 5 years. And these little motherfuckers, they been in the street since they was like motherfuckers born in 2012 is already outside wilding out. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm looking at this shit and I'm looking back at like how I grew up with my friends and my crew. And yeah, we was wilding out. There was some people that were going to jail, but they was going to like juvie, you know what I'm saying, NYI. But it wasn't for nothing real crazy. It was probably they got caught with some airsoft guns or they try to do a robbery or some shit. Now it's like these kids are getting booked for shit that crime bosses get booked for. Shootings, assassinations, broad daylight drive-bys, like crazy shit. I'm like reading up on all of these kids getting killed and doing all this. And I'm like, bro, when I was growing up, there was probably like 2000, I want to say 2003 to 2011. The whole time like I was growing up, it was probably 4 people that I knew who actually died from gun violence that was my age. And they weren't probably the aggressor in the situation because we was young and who the fuck has a pistol at like, 10, 11. Well, nowadays they do, but back then it was like that shit was rated unless your older brother was in some shit and you had his pistol or something. But nowadays it's like these little niggas are so desensitized. Even the young ladies are so desensitized to the violence and the carnage and the crazy shit. It's like, bruh, I'm glad I'm not growing up in this time. I grew up when we was actually outside. Like, yeah, there was MySpace and Mi Gente and shit like that, but we was outside. When they say we outside today, they not outside like how we was. We was outside for the fun. Once I got in like my mid-teens, I was outside. Like, I'm looking for where the party's at. I'm trying to chill. We smoking mad weed. I mean, we wasn't really drinking like that back then, but what I'm saying is there wasn't as much violence surrounding our childhood like it is now. It's like these little motherfuckers with the drill music, that shit fuels the fire. So now he gonna mention such and such in a song, cause such and such got hit up the other day, dead. These motherfuckers is going to the visuals, kicking over the candles. I seen one where motherfucker shot up the goddamn memorial for the kid. And I'm like, yo, bro, these kids ain't no older than 21. These motherfuckers ain't even legally able to drink. But they out here living like it's the like fucking Wild West. And I'm just like, bro, this country is crazy. And I'm raising a daughter out here. Like I tell her sometimes, it's like she's 3, so she don't really understand. But I tell her like, yo, you got a lot of shit you gonna have to deal with when you get older. Because now I'm considered the old nigga. I'm unk. You know what I'm saying? I'm only 31. But I'm considered unk to these young motherfuckers. Because these young motherfuckers, they 12, but they act like they 18. Motherfuckers that's 15 act like they motherfucking 30. So it's like, you can't tell them nothing. I don't give advice to young people. Shit. Somebody asked me the other day, yo, you talk to my friend's younger brother, you talk to him? I'm like, nope. They're like, why not? Because he going through some shit where he could potentially be going to prison. I said, bro, I'm not giving no advice to none of these little niggas because they not going to take that advice. Motherfucker said, oh, you sound like hopeless. Like, you ain't got no hope for the youth. It's like, it's not that I don't have any hope for the youth. I have hope in some of the youth. The people the kids that are removed from all the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But these young motherfuckers that's in the street wearing shiesties and fucking Montclairs in 80 fucking 90-degree weather, that's ridiculous. Just so you can keep a pipe on you, pause. A pole, a gun, whatever you want to call it. That's ridiculous, bro. I didn't start fucking with guns until I was like probably like 16, 15 going on 16. Cause I didn't really like have a purpose to. You know what I'm saying? Like I grew up in Bridgeport, so it was like the North End and the East Side was beefing, or the East End. I'm not familiar with how that shit go, cause you know what I mean. I just wasn't into that bullshit. Yeah, niggas was gangbanging and shit like that, but I was doing it not in Connecticut, so I didn't really have problems. I could have went, even though I grew up on the North End, I could have went to the East Side, the East End, and not have to worry about getting my ass kicked, people running down on me. Because nobody really knew who I was or where I was from on that side. Because I wasn't in pictures with, the hood figures and all that crazy dumb shit. I knew everybody and I knew of what was going on, but I wasn't involved with it. Now it's like, what's that kid name? They made a dance. I think his kid name was like Naughty or something like that. Like shit like that. The kid was like 12. 12 years old, you get poked up and then niggas start making fun of you and it turn into a TikTok dance is crazy. When we was growing up, we couldn't even fathom doing no crazy shit like that. Because you didn't even have cameras and shit like that until like 2008, where people started recording fights and stupid shit. 2007, really. Now it's like, man, you see a murder every 10 minutes on Reddit. If you follow the NY State of Mind page on Reddit, bro, they show these kids getting killed, picked off, anything. Like, they show anything that's happening in New York that's just outrageous is up there. I'm looking at this one kid sitting in the Uber. Somebody just drop right up on him and smoke him in the Uber. And I'm just like, bruh, I see these videos and, like, that shit make me cringe. Because it's like, I have a kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would hate for the image of my child getting murdered to be basically permanently on the internet. You can get people to take that shit down, but somewhere that shit's on the internet. It's on Twitter. It's anywhere. these kids is growing up like just real crazy nowadays. And like I'm older, but I'm still what Pusha T said. He said, I'm old enough to know better, young enough to not give a fuck. Right? That's me. Where yeah, I'll be like, man, if you want to be in the street, go ahead. Be in the street, you gonna learn. But then the older, the mature part of me be like, man, this shit is fucked up, bro. He need to go his ass in the house. And it's crazy because I know a lot of young dudes that grew up around like the way that where I grew up, and I see them. Some of them are actually doing great. Like some of them are not into the streets and they not into that. Like my nephew's one of them. He's Fortnite kid, PC gamer type shit. Like he on that type of time. But then there's some kids that's his same age that's 10, like their brain is 30 years into maturity. So them niggas is acting crazy. Niggas drinking, fighting. I mean, always got a gun or a knife on them. Like that's spooky, bro. But hey, it is what it is. Somebody asked me the other day too, like with all this shit going on, they was asking me, like, yo, even though you a felon and you can't vote, like how you feel about all the shit that's going on, like with the presidency and me, I don't give a fuck, right? I can't vote. If I could vote, I would vote, and I would be a little more vocal about shit like that. But this is my take on that shit. Everything I see and on the internet or on TV, this shit is like a comedy sketch show, bro. The fact that Donald Trump, he got like shit. He got shit so divided. You got some black people over here, but you got a majority of the black people over here. Then the black people over here are talking shit about the people that are on his side. It's just crazy. But then the shit it be so comical for me. Because I be like, man, whoever the fuck the president is, I'm still a felon, right? I still gotta deal with being racially profiled no matter who the president is. I gotta worry about when I get pulled over, they run my name, a conviction from 14, 15 years ago, they calling for backup no matter who the president is. I don't give a fuck. At the end of the day, the closest thing that affects me to who the president is and policies and all that extra shit is when I'm working, how much taxes get taken, how much taxes I get back. This past tax season, bro, I remember this past tax season, right? I got only $327, right? And then an additional $15, I think, from like my federal or some shit. I remember when I first came home and I was working in Westport at this little eatery. I made those 3 years I was working there, I think my taxes came back over 1,000, over like 1,200. You feel what I'm saying? Like shit to me is like that's what affects me, my money. Other than that, all these rights and shit like that, and the LGBT and all of that crazy shit, like I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. At the end of the day, like I said, I got 3 goddamn felonies. If I was in the state of California, I would be in motherfucking Pelican Bay playing basketball. Shoe program, nigga. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I don't care. And I got a good laugh out of that conversation that I was having because they was like, yeah, you really don't give a fuck. And I'm like, why should I? These niggas treated me crazy. Not only did I get like railroaded, I feel like sometimes this shit was supposed to happen because I was never really interested in politics and how the country worked. I've always told people I want to get out of the country. I want to leave. Once I get a certain age, I want to leave. Now that I have a daughter, you know that plan is kind of like postponed until she's on her feet. But I eventually do want to get the fuck out of here. I want to go somewhere where it's not all about money. I see these people on YouTube that they move out of America, they move to like Africa somewhere, or they move to like fucking Asia, where it's more like it's about the people. It's about the comfort of living. It's not about who got a fucking Bentley or a Rolls Royce, and who's on what chart. Like I will go to a country where I could literally make music, put it on streaming platforms, fucking cut hair, do some shit that I love to do, and not be involved in the politics of all of this, who has the most and who has the best and who is the best shit. I see people go to like places like Jamaica and then they be like they don't want to come back because you're not worried about money. You're not worried about all that crazy shit. Now don't get me wrong, you have to make money any and everywhere you go. But America is more like everything is a business. Everything is transactional. Everything like people I keep seeing people on TikTok like, yo, this shit ain't fun no more. It's because companies come in and they figure they can make so much money off of it. And once you can start making a lot of money off of shit, the fun is taken out of it because now it's a business. Motherfuckers literally on the internet trying to get 20,000 shares and likes for something that they could just go out and buy. You know what I'm saying? Like some people do it, and I'm speaking about a specific person when I mention that. It's just retarded. I'm sorry. It is stupid. I said retarded. I'm gonna get canceled, but fuck it. I've been canceled like 4 or 5 times already. I'm like I'm like that one dude that got sued by them Sandy Hook parents, Alex Jones. But anyways, I forgot what the fuck I was saying. Oh yeah, once you're able to start making money off of once you're able to start making money off of once you're able to start making money off of something, the fun gets taken out of it because it becomes a business. Now you're worried about the analytics of it instead of just putting some shit out. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people now too who aren't trying to get money, they're trying to get clout because clout is a form of currency. You got the cash, you got the crypto, and you got fucking clout. I call it the three C's. You feel what I'm saying? The three, not KKK, nigga. But a lot of people do shit for clout. They want people to be talking about them. They want their post to go viral and reach such and such. I don't give a shit about any of that. That's why you see me on the internet. If you do follow me, I post what I need to post about what I have going on business wise, just so you're informed. Most of the time, I'm not monetizing anything on social media or on the internet in general. I'm not monetizing anything. I just want to let you know this is what I got going on. If you interested, you could come over here and see what I got going on. A lot of people will go and like tag mad people and some shit. They do this on Facebook. They spam basically. They spamming motherfuckers. That shit is annoying, bro. But I say all that to basically say I don't give a fuck who the president is. This country is just one big ass comedy sketch show. I am one person out of how many other motherfuckers is in America with 3 felonies, a 3-year-old, and a household to maintain. I can't take any time away from my family and my businesses to worry about what the fuck Donald Trump said on an Aiden Ross stream. You feel me? I watched some clips of it because I'm on the internet, as everybody's on the internet. But it's like sometimes when this motherfucker talk, I just only want to hear what funny shit he's gonna say. Who is he gonna insult now? Then shit happened with him getting shot at, and then people made jokes about that. So it's like everything is so people are so desensitized that everything is a fucking joke. But anyways, shout out to all the local hustlers that's doing their thing out here, man. Shout out to my boy Christian Kennedy. I forgot to mention him last episode because he got this joint out right now that's going crazy called Up Up. I went to the video shoot. I wasn't in the video. I kind of stopped doing cameos in people's videos, but I'm digging the record. I fuck with the video. That shit was super duper fire. For real. Shout out to my man Christian Kennedy. And he also be doing that home renovating shit. Like I be watching his Instagram and his Snap. Shit be fire, bro. Shout out to him because he's a real hustler, for real. A lot of people be sleeping on him when it comes to the music. And when it comes to the music, I listen to a lot of local artists. I will say some of my favorite artists is like him, my man Famous, Touching Money O, Corey Sparks, like people like that. Shout out to my local hustlers, everybody, man. Real talk. We're gonna bring the vlogs back. Gotta bring the support your local hustlers vlogs back. I'm working on it. I got a few people scheduled. I just gotta find a cameraman to come and help me out. Cause a lot of people don't want to help a brother out. Help a brother out. You feel me? We can stay down until we come up together. For real. Real talk. Episode 3 of the O.A.T.H podcast. Final word. Final word. What can I say? This is what I'm going to say for my final word. Stay down till you come up. Build a solid foundation that will always hold up. And stay consistent even when you blow up. I'll repeat it. Stay down till you come up. Build a solid foundation that will always hold up. And stay consistent even after you blow up. Because a lot of people will get to a level that they had a goal to get and just make enough money to be like, I'm content, not me. I'm going to keep going. If this shit blow up, right? If the Makersville podcast blew up, if the Lyft Network Social Sundays would have blew up, I would have kept going and I would have kept going harder because my brain is like a very deep bag and y'all could just keep pulling shit out that is going to be crazy. It's going to be worth something. But that's my final thought, man. So like always, we going to obtain, we going to achieve, we going to thrive, and we definitely are always going to hustle.
You are now listening to Obtain, Achieve, Thrive, Hustle with Metro. Come take the oath.